Mute. We can't hear
Mute,
you.
mute.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Oh,
Maybe you wasn't saying anything.
I wasn't saying anything.
Oh, that's funny.
How are you guys?
Doing
And
great.
then,
Great. Thank you for asking. How about yourself?
I'm doing well. I'm so excited.
Yes, yes, yes,
yeah,
most
that's
definitely.
right, yeah. So I guess since I already know who you is, but I gotta introduce you to my partner. It's my bro Lummy. It's my new favorite girl, Betsya, and and I'm pretty sure you're gonna find out why. Cause I don't just well, I do got a lot of phase, but but
Let
but
me, right?
that doesn't mean I
Yes,
like
allow me. Correct. Nice to
Oh,
meet you.
nice,
Nice to meet you,
nice to
Bessie.
meet you too. I was so excited when Marlon said, "Hey, you wanna? I'd like to interview you. I'd like to set up an interview." I was like,
Yeah, he
so
he definitely speaks highly of you, and we're definitely glad to have you on the show. As he mentioned, with Lumar TV, and what we like to do here is basically introduce yourself to the world. And on purpose, I didn't look you up because I wanted to hear you for yourself organically, along with everyone else that's going to watch the video. So, as I mentioned before, Marlon speaks very highly of you. So, just happy to have you on the show. Go ahead, Marlon. You can take off.
yeah. All right, so just give us everybody who don't know you, give them a quick rundown. Who are you?
absolutely. Well, hello everyone. My name is Betsya,
Mhm.
and for those that'd like to know a little bit more about me, I'm a person that has always been in music and the music industry. My father was just to get you a little bit of a background, so you know where we come from. My father was in an orchestra in Cuba, so we are Cuban.
Okay.
Hey,
Okay. Okay.
and he actually back in that time when he was in an orchestra, he played in Varadero, Cuba, which is a Varadero was very hopping. It was like a beach. So now Cuba has changed quite a bit, but back in the day, we had artists such as Celia Cruz, who performs very often in Varadero. So my father, being a musician himself, he was able to open his orchestra open for Celia. So it was a huge highlight in his life. He always spoke about Celia Cruz, and um, as the years went by, he always remembered that whenever she sang, her voice would resonate. You knew exactly who Celia Cruz was. So
Right.
my father had a lot of musical background, and he told us many stories. And when we came over from Cuba, obviously we came here for freedom. And my father wasn't able to continue his journey in music, but what he wanted to instill in his children was music. So in my family, especially since we're Cubanos, we like a lot of music. We like a lot of different type of music. So we were
Uh-huh.
into salsa, merengue, bachata, cumbia was my parents' favorite. And so my father, he was a musician. He played bass guitar, and my all of my siblings, we were all classically trained in piano. So my father wanted to make sure that he instilled it in us every single day, for every holiday, for every season, for every 365 days a week. A year. He wanted us to really know what music was all about. So we were really fortunate. We were able to feel music and to go through different genres. So leading now into this genre, since I do have a lot of music, like I play classical piano, my siblings do as well.
Hmm.
And I'm the only singer in my family, but my all my siblings, they're all musical. They're all musicians. They know how to play instruments
Okay.
just like I do. So
Right.
now
How many siblings?
we sorry.
How many siblings?
So I have an older brother. The firstborn is my sister. So we have our
Okay.
firstborn, and then my parents had my brother. So they're 9 and 10 years older. We did have a brother as well, so I always count him. He passed away, but he's next, and then there's me. So
Okay.
it's the mhm.
So it was never a thought to try to do a family band or something like that.
So we didn't have that thought, but my father did have many ideas. So what he did was instead was in every type of school activity, he always made sure, especially I mean at one point he didn't have to tell us, get involved because I always wanted to be involved in music. Since I was a little girl, I always had a microphone in my hand. And so what he did was we didn't have a band, but whenever we got together, my brother would play piano, I would sing. It was like
You have
my
a
father
jam.
had to, yes, my father had to hear it.
So let me ask you this. So you growing up into music, tell us about you as a kid and as far as the music concept and stuff. You said you had a mic. Did you used to do like performances at different venues or more was it more like birthdays or events? How was that?
Well, music was in so many aspects. And so in every birthday, we were always singing.
Mm-hmm.
We did a lot of church singing as well.
Okay.
We had a complete band. So that's where I was able to play. I always was in band as well. So I played clarinet, but I switched over to the
Okay.
saxophone because I really like the
Oh,
sound. So in my life, we always had church, we had plays. As a little girl, what I would do is a lot of times, especially if I was real little,
mm-hmm.
I was like just 5 years old. I was like this little thing. My
Mm-hmm.
brother would play piano, and I remember one of my first events that I did with my brother was I sang "You Light Up My Life." It's a really old song, but
Mm-hmm.
I sang the song, and my brother played the piano. So here was this little girl on stage singing on the microphone, and so my parents were just they were really delighted because although they weren't able to make like every single event because my father worked and things like that,
Mm-hmm.
but they were able to see his children and they were able to see me in many different things. My I was very blessed too, also because and I have to pause here for a moment because in church my parents, my father especially, wanted to make sure that we were always part of a church. And
Mm-hmm.
it was also a good social activity for us as well. And I was so blessed because my church pastor was a classically trained vocalist.
Right. So we
So
had
I
a
was
lot in common.
really, and it was like free lessons.
Oh yeah, that too. That
And
too.
I
That
think
too.
is that like a requirement for all musicians? Because it's like they all started in church, but now they do nothing. They sing about nothing that has to do with the church.
Yeah, well, I completely love music that I always lean into it because we sang like the old classic ones. We sang "Oh, How Great Thou Art." We really sang the classic ones, and I do like the new ones as well. I love new music. I love every type of genre of music. So when it comes to Christian music, I still do listen to it. It's one of my go-tos, especially when you need some inspiration.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what I love about music is that music moves people. So
Right.
whether
It
you're
definitely
singing in
Oh
does.
yeah, oh
Spanish
yeah.
or whether you're singing in English, whether you're
Mm-hmm.
singing hip hop, R&B, all of the
The
genres that I
sound
love,
and the
salsa,
rhythm.
merengue, it moves people.
Definitely.
So.
I definitely
Mhm.
agree with that.
Okay, so
Definitely.
what was that at that point that you said, you know what, I want to go hard with this music thing?
Well, I always had that instilled in me, and I think that the main thing coming from there is my father. I think that was instilled in me since I was born. So I always had that want, that need, that dream, that thing that I saw for myself because I think that all of us are unique, and I think
Mm-hmm.
that we all have talents. And I think that I always felt since I was a little girl, I always felt that God had given me a talent and I wanted to use it. So
Most definitely.
sometimes in life, you don't know when you're going to use it or when it's going to take off. But he gives you opportunities, and right now, this is the opportunity that we're using to move
Oh yeah,
forward.
oh
Hey,
yeah,
have
man.
you had any? Have you had any? Tell us about how you overcame your first setback as far as the music goes.
Oh, absolutely. So when we first started, freestyle is one of my first two songs are freestyle,
Mm-hmm.
and when we first started, it was kind of like and I say there's no accidents, but we were giving someone a ride
Mm-hmm.
and we were giving him a ride to and Tony, my other half, my husband, he was going to
What
DJ
up,
at the
Tony?
event.
What
Oh,
up, Tony?
Shout out to Tony.
shout out to Tony, DJ Tony
What
Art.
up, Tony?
Yeah, so we were picking someone up, and the person found out that I sang, and
Mm-hmm.
it was kind of one of those things that you sing, and we were connected to a producer, and that's where we began. But when you first start out in the music industry, there was a lot of things that I was not susceptible to. Like there was things that I had not experienced, I
Mm-hmm.
would say. And so what happens when you first come into the music industry, there's a lot of things you do know, but there's a lot of things that you may not know.
Right.
So we had a few setbacks, and answering your questions, we had setbacks in terms of getting to know people. Some
Oh
people
yeah.
weren't exactly what they said they were, and things like that. But I think that even if you go through a situation where it's something that you feel is setting you back, I feel
Mm-hmm.
that I'm kind of a faith person, so I think that it's really something that's gonna push you forward in something else. So even in life, if you have a setback, at least that's how I see it. If
Mm-hmm.
there is a setback, it's only because he's gonna move you to a different place that you're supposed to be. So we always wish whoever, we always wish well for the person, but I think God steers you where you need to go.
And Betsya, what are some of the things the things that you feel comfortable sharing with us? What are some of the things that you thought was but was not? When you say that it was things that you didn't know and you wasn't expecting. Just a couple things that you feel comfortable sharing with us, just so the viewers can may have
Oh,
somebody that can relate.
absolutely. And I think there might be. Yeah, you're right. I think there might be a few people that will relate. For instance, I'm a singer and a songwriter.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes you'll have a setback where perhaps, my first song was written by someone else, but my second song was written by me. And
Mm-hmm.
then we'll probably continue with the songwriting more on my side. So there's a lot of things like, for instance, if you're working with someone, or perhaps like the songwriting, I wanted to keep it the way it was going to be, which is how the songwriter originally wrote it. I'm
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
kind of how I see things, and I think probably one of the first things that I learned about music is if it's an authentic songwriter that has written a song,
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to keep it that way. And I think that was probably
Yeah.
one of the first hiccups that I found, that sometimes you're going to have a little bit of a pushback. And
Mm-hmm.
so I think in music and anything in life, if anyone is listening to me or it has resonated, stay true to yourself. If you feel that you want to keep a lyric the way it is because the songwriter wrote it that way and you feel comfortable singing it like that, stay true to it. So I think that's probably the one of the biggest lessons is stay authentic and stay true to what you're writing. Or if somebody wrote the song and you want to keep it that way, you keep it that way.
Right.
There you go.
There you go. Go ahead, Marlon. You was about to say something.
All right. So far, being in this freestyle community, I mean, basically, we want you to give props. Like, who's helped you along the way?
Oh, whew, let's go. So I'm gonna tell you a short story, and I'll tell you all the lines of people that are wonderful that we've met. As I said, DJ Tony R is my other half. Now he's a DJ. He's been in the business about 25 years, so he
Yeah.
knows this DJ world.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when we went down to Fort Lauderdale, we went to Bushwick, and we were going to see Fascination, and we were going to see Giggles, who was going to be there as well.
My
And I
baby.
believe Marlon, you were there as well.
Yeah. Giggles, that's my
Yes,
baby.
yes. So
That's the
we're
night I
gonna
first
start.
met you. That's the first night I first met you. Yeah. I remember the night.
That's
Yeah.
right. That's
Hmm.
right. That was the very first night. Now we were there to support Fascination because we knew she was going to be headlining, and then the bonus was Giggles was going to be there as well. So we know
Yeah.
we were going to hear her as well. So I'm going to start with those two. Those two women. If there's anyone listening, which I know they will, they've been in the business over 40 years. Those women are incredible. Giggles, Fascination sat with me probably like an hour and a half. We talked for a while, and she said, "You know what?" She said, "Would you like to open? If it's okay." She had to ask someone. She says, "If is it okay? Would you like to open for me?" And if I was holding a mic right now, I would literally drop it
Mm-hmm.
because I was amazed because I was like, every opportunity that I get, I always look up to God and say, "Wow, you're really
Yeah.
outdoing yourself tonight," because we were
Right.
just there to support.
Right.
And so they asked, and then they said, yes, she can open for you. So they gave me a mic, and they said, okay, so you're next. You're going to sing. You're going to open for Fascination. It was crazy. She spent an hour and a half with me just talking about music. I told her about my background. She told me about her background. She gave me really good sound advice. Giggles was there as well. So when I sang, um, I don't get really nervous, but I was almost like jittery happy.
I was just about
And
to.
I
Oh
remember
no, no,
looking.
no. We was hyping you up now.
Yes. And I was looking, I remember looking at Giggles, and I remember reaching my hand out to her, and just, it was out of admiration, and an appreciation of everything she's done throughout the years,
Okay.
just to allow me to be able to open for Fascination. So that was my first experience, and I did meet Marlon that night as well. Through the different times we've been to Bushwick and other events, I've been able to meet No Sarah, which is Lulu,
Okay.
Yeah.
and she's awesome. She's wonderful. She was there that night as well. We were
Mhm.
also able to meet Will and Moore and his wife. They're lovely, lovely people.
Right.
We
Yep.
were able to meet Charlie, who's with Giggles.
Yep.
We were able to meet, oh gosh, there were so many. So one of the funny stories was not funny, but amazing. I was in Sanford, and
Mm-hmm.
in an event in Sanford this year. I was asked to sing, and
That's
they
the
said, "Would
Central
you like?"
Florida area, right?
That's right,
Gotcha, gotcha.
Sanford, yes. And they asked me, "Would you like to open for the event?" And I said, "Yes, I would love to." So
Mhm.
I opened for the event, but what I didn't know was April was going to be there. No,
Really?
Sarah, I had heard she was going to be there. So, and I was told that Johnny O was going to be there and
I
close the
saw that.
event.
I saw that. I saw that.
The 69 boys were there, I believe.
I
We
see you
had
have some
such a
heavy
lineup.
hitters.
It was incredible. And I'm so glad I went first because I was able to help the house rock and
Mm-hmm.
open. And then I was able to really just enjoy and really
Yeah.
just enjoy the flavor and the vibe. I was able to talk with each of them as well and take pictures. And for me, when we take pictures in these places, as I meet people, it's
Mm-hmm.
not just taking pictures; it's making memories.
Yeah, definitely.
It's
Definitely
remembering
agree with
I
that.
yes, I'm remembering I sat next to so and so. I stood next to Marlon. Marlon took a picture for me. Marlon and it just everything. And then I was able to meet CVB as well.
Okay.
So that was a blessing as
Oh,
well.
oh, that boy, hey, that so far that concert was the year. We had a blast. I, I think I met everybody that night. So
And you know what's intriguing too, Marlon? Like when you step into a new venture, because we kind of grew up on freestyle. Like for me, like I told you, I used to hear a lot of the songs, but didn't know the artists to put the face with the song. Going to the skating ring on the weekends and stuff like that. And so it's just intriguing. Like when you get into it's like I wouldn't say that it's not known, but it's so big, and it's still people that don't know about it. And when you finally listen to it and it resonate with you, and like you said, the
right,
rhythm and the sound, no matter what the language is or what the nationality is, it all just sound good. So that's what's the best thing about it. And that's what I like about freestyle.
yeah. And
Let
then
me let me
and,
ask you
and
this.
with me, and
Go
then
ahead.
with me,
Go ahead, Marlon.
it's just like sometimes it don't even be about the show. I just be happy going out and meet people because and then it's not just meeting people. It's like actually meeting people that call you, check up on you, want to. I'm like, okay, wait a minute. I grew up listening to y'all. Now y'all calling me to ask me how I'm doing and all that. I'm like, whoa. So,
Well, let me
and
ask
then
you this. Go
yeah,
ahead.
that's like a mark out moment. And then like now with you, Bessie, I'm catching you before you blow up. So you
Oh,
could have you're gonna know I was there day one.
absolutely. Well,
That's what
well,
I was
God
just about
willing,
to
I mean,
ask
God
you.
first.
I have how much traveling do you do? Like if do you how much traveling do you do, and how regularly do you travel?
Well, yeah. So we absolutely do travel a bit. We don't do cross the nation as of yet, but we do travel. We have a show in Pennsylvania. We are in Central Florida, so we're just north of Orlando. So we do travel. We do go down to Fort Lauderdale. We do have some projects that we'd like to start up in the Florida Keys, which is where I'm from. So
Hmm.
that's about 7-8 hours. So we do travel by car a lot, and then by flight if we need to go to Pennsylvania and things like that. So we are starting to travel more and more. We're getting busier more and more. So we're excited about that as well. And we do have plan for next year. We're
Hmm.
looking at the dates and booking it with the event coordinator, and that would be something in California for next year. So we're really excited, and we'll have a lot of artists there. So we're gonna let you guys know as well where it's gonna be, what it's
Hmm.
gonna be, who's gonna be there.
And let me ask you this. So when you're doing your booking and even just dealing with bookings in general, is analytics something that you guys rely on or that you use as a tool, or is it more as of we know this is where our crowd is, and this is where it's at. For you in particular, just talking about you.
Yeah, absolutely. So we have different channels. So our social media platforms are everything from YouTube to TikTok, Instagram. We're on Facebook as well, and we also have analytical tools that
Mm-hmm.
tell us where are the fans, where are they downloading, where are they on Spotify, where are they listening from. So we're able to see places like Korea. We're able to see Alaska. We're able to
Mm.
see countries and places that you wouldn't even think of. I've been listened to from Africa. So we really love, it's incredible because I go back to what I said earlier. I think music reaches people. It doesn't matter which what genre you're in necessarily. It's that music reaches people, and it reaches people in
Right.
all different languages.
All
Most
right. So
definitely.
speaking of that, so with all the traveling you done did, I like to ask this. What has been the strangest and the weirdest place that you performed at?
The strangest and the weirdest performance. Well, I wouldn't. Well, the first place that I'm thinking is, it wasn't really strange, but it was fun because it was one of my first outdoor events. So it was a Puerto Rican parade, right?
Oh,
So I'm all excited and got the makeup and the hair. We're all excited and we're just so happy to be able to. We're able to sing the song and be heard. And it rained cats and dogs.
Oh,
So the entire parade was basically, the parade was canceled, but we were not canceled. So we went on stage. They made a stage for us. They put the bleachers in a different place. They put a stage. They set it up for us. And let me tell you, I was singing "Show Me and Tell Me," and there was like a crowd, and they were under umbrellas, and they were there to support. And it wasn't the strangest thing, but it was a lovely thing to see that even through rain they
oh
will
yeah.
come and
did that make you feel all mushy while you were performing, just to see them still there?
it was, the funny, so here's the funny part. So we had a few artists there, right? And I was supporting the artists as well, because I'm a huge supporter as well. So
Hmm.
I'm an
Right.
artist, but I support the artist. And you can ask Giggles too. So hopefully she hears this interview. I love to go like out. Like one time recently, I went to see Giggles. Charlie performed as well. Will and Moore performed as well, and I was able to do the video and the camera for both of them. So I was able to give them really good shots. Because sometimes when you're performing, you don't always get your great shots because you're performing. So that was really really cool. But going back to that day, so it was raining, and I went out to where everyone was with the umbrellas. And I was they told me, no, you need to go back on the stage, even if you're on the side, and just stay under the roof because you can get sick. Now, of course, I'm afraid that I will get sick in the rain, but I think the emotion of that day was just exciting
Right.
for us. So I was with them down there, and then I had to go back on stage. They told me, you need to go back on stage.
And I think that's something I love about some freestyle artists. They have no problem. Next thing, it's been plenty of events, and I'm in the crowd, and the next thing you know, what the hell you doing? You supposed to be in the Ain't you supposed to be in the back? No, no, you out here in the crowd with regular, and that's something Giggles always does. She goes in the crowd like I'm like people.
Sharing
You
that
know, you
with the
act like you're
fans.
not famous.
She's amazing. Giggles. In Bushwick specifically, I think it was my second time there. I came and they asked if I would sing, and of course I said I would love to. Giggles was front and center. She had her phone right there. She was on Facebook Live. She was.
Yep.
I mean, I do the same for her, and it was just great because as the artists go up on, as an example, Bushwick, as the
Hmm.
artists go up, the other artists are in the crowd, and we're taking pictures of them, and we're supporting them. And I
Yeah.
think that's really important. I think that's really important to keep maintain, at least in my circle.
Hmm.
I try to be with people that support each other, and they want to give them love.
Yeah. Yeah. They better tell him again because I've been trying to get him to come to Bushwick for the longest.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
listen, I got the next time it go down, I got to be there. I gotta be there. I been
Well, I'm gonna.
Marlon. He been trying to get me to come, and it's my
The
fault.
next one, the next time is
I've been
Saturday.
flying my friend out. I
And
gotta
that's my
stop flying my
birthday.
friend
And
out.
that's my birthday. So you better be yeah.
That's the eighth on Saturday.
Then is it the ninth? No.
No,
That's
eighth of the
night.
ninth. The ninth.
No,
That's the.
my day actually the 7th, but the ninth Saturday.
So you celebrate. We gonna
Yeah.
Yeah,
celebrate it Saturday.
yeah. Because I keep telling him, man, we have a good time in there. It's just
Yeah, we really do. We really do, and it's not a huge. It's not where you can't. There's so many people. It's like it gets busy, but it's still it's not an intimate, but it's a group that we're united. Like you can feel the love in the building,
yeah, yeah.
and it's
Listen,
just
I'd rather be with 20, 30 people than be with 1,000 people that just standing there.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, so yeah.
Especially if they support us. If it feels more intimate,
Yeah,
can't get
now,
amiss with that.
I think I asked her, but I gotta find out. I'm just so hooked on that Brazilian mix. Tell me, it's just the beat. It's just that beat when that beat kick in. That was hooked me. That's it. As soon as
See,
that kicked in, I was just like,
well,
that's
that
all.
one.
That's the new remix
That
we hear now,
Brazilian
right?
remix, it's going to be out on August 9th.
Okay.
So
Okay.
if I'll give you my social handles as well, so everyone can know.
Most
And
definitely.
it's gonna be available August 9th. So if you really like that Brazilian, like
Yeah.
Marlon says, August 9th. Now we have a few surprises. So we have also coming up. We have a dance mix. It's more like a dance club mix
Okay.
of it as well. So you're gonna have choices as far as like if you want the Brazilian, you got the Brazilian, and then we have almost like a Brazilian Afro beat as well that's coming out. But that Brazilian beat that Marlon says, a lot of people absolutely love it. And it's something that it came from Brazil, so that people know where did it come from. So the beat actually came from Adriano DJTG, and he's in
Mm-hmm.
Brazil. We continue to work with him, so we're gonna be bringing you more fire songs. And
Yeah. Yeah.
our idea is to not put out the same type of music, but
Hmm.
a different flavor.
Gotcha.
So that's what we want to give. That's what we want to give
So,
everyone.
I
And
tell you what, the beat always catch you first, especially if you know majority
so
of people not really in the lyrics at first. You got to get caught in by the beat and
yeah,
then
that's what
hear
I'm
the
saying.
lyrics.
Like when dang, it ain't even no way we can play the beat real quick so he can hear it because he don't know what the hell I'm talking about. But like as soon as that dun, dun, drop in, you like whoa to the point man let the beat ride out. You can just move.
I'm gonna include it in the
Don't say
video.
yeah
You have access to it, right? It's on
yeah.
YouTube.
Mhm.
Yeah, so you will see that in the credentials on the YouTube video, but I have it planned on this video so we can hear it.
Yeah, because
So yeah, I definitely got you on that. So let me ask you this: like, how is your day? Give us a day in the life of you on your performance day. What do you do from the time you wake up until performance time?
yeah, so we if we have a performance now, we have different performances. You know, we sometimes do brunch
Okay.
at an event, or we'll do sometimes like a night evening event as well. So depending on where we have to travel, but from the very morning that my I open my eyes, I love to have my good cup of coffee. Yo soy cubana. I'm Cuban, so we like our good Cuban
You get that
coffee.
little pep up.
So
Now,
we
oh,
so we start with that. The next thing we do is I immediately, once I feel that I'm awake,
mhm.
I'll start doing vocal exercises.
Okay.
So that's something that I've always done. It's something that's instilled in us. So we do the vocal exercises. Of course, we refresh if it's gonna be a 4 to 6 hour ride or something like
Hmm.
that, or even less. I make sure that I refresh my vocals again midway point and also before the performance. So I always want to make sure that my vocals are tip top because I do perform live. So
Hmm.
when I
yeah.
sing, if you hear me sing on a Zoom, if you hear me on a YouTube, if you hear me in the car, I sound the same. And I think that's another thing that's important for the supporters and the fans and our family base. And I think that they like it because when they hear Betsya, they hear Betsya.
Talk your trash.
They
Talk your
it's the
trash.
same it's the same person. So a lot of times what I'll do is like during the events I'll talk to people.
Hmm.
So I think I did miss a funny moment, but one moment my song was completely
I was gonna bring that up. I was gonna bring that up. Yeah,
go ahead.
yeah. I was gonna bring that up. I was gonna say, hey,
Yeah, to hear the
I said
acapella.
I already knew, but I would say, did you ever have any mishaps on stage with the sound or anything? So there you go. Now you can tell them.
Yes, we sure did. Thank you, Marlon. So we sure did. So we were in an event in Orlando,
Okay.
and there was a DJ. I don't want to say his name because then I feel
That's
bad. But
fine. That's fine.
he was loading. So it's really important to kind of load your music for the artist before the event.
Mm-hmm.
But we did have an artist that came, so I don't know if he kind of came later. So they were loading his music while I was singing. So
Wow.
all of a sudden, I was singing "If You Love Me," and I was just about to get into the chorus, and my sound goes completely off. It turns off. So what I did was I just completed the phrase. I turned around. I saw that we were not getting back up anytime soon.
Right.
So,
Mm-hmm.
this is what you do when you have lemons, you make lemonade
That's
or
right.
whatever the phrase
You
is. So
said it absolutely right.
I was on the microphone. And the first people that I saw to my right, they were celebrating their 25th anniversary. So I immediately started talking to them. And I didn't know when the music was going to get fixed or if it was going to get fixed. But I just started to talk to the crowd. And I think that's important for people to get to know your personality, your quirks, the way you talk, who are you, your background, how were you brought up. And so when they hear your voice and they hear how you engage with them, it's important. And so that day was very unexpected. But I think that God never puts you in a situation
Oh
that you can't
no.
handle.
Most definitely.
So I feel that. So I just started talking to everyone. And then Tony came up to me. My husband came up to me and he said, "Okay, we're ready. So we're gonna play the next song." And I was like, "Great." So I let everybody know, "Hey, so we're gonna be able to." And then the song just started, and it kind of revved up the crowd again, and it was something not expected. But sometimes when you have that blessing that you can talk a little bit more and you have a little
Mm-hmm.
bit more time to
Mm-hmm.
engage, take the opportunity to engage because it allows you to make more, not just fans, but it allows you to be a person that they can come up to, a person that they can talk
Yeah, they'll
to, take
remember you
pictures.
forever for that. I could definitely relate. Me and Marlon,
Yeah.
we're into wrestling real heavy. You know, if we met a superstar or something like that, that would actually take the time to have a conversation with us. Oh man, you are. So I could definitely relate to that. That's actually a good way to be because most artists, hey, you don't have it right, you just leave and go off stage. So I appreciate that. You're not that type of
So
person.
let me ask you this, Bessie. If right now, if you was able to say, you know what, you want to be book on your dream show or concert right now, who would you want to share the stage with?
Ooh, wow. So because I started in freestyle, I guess we'll keep it in within freestyle. I'd love to sing fascination and giggles. I always
Sure.
say them. I would love to I haven't met Karina, so I would love to meet
Me
Karina.
neither.
I was
She
able
must be in
to.
Daytona.
And God willing, I will be on stage with singing and opening for Naija. So I would say probably Karina. I haven't met her. I really love her songwriting. She's different. She's really different. Brenda K. Star. I love how she's also in salsa as well, which
Yeah.
is where we'll be going into that genre as well very soon. So I love those types of artists when it comes to freestyle and No Sarah as well because No Sarah brings something different to music. No Sarah has her vocal and the vibe that she brings in her music. No Sarah is very different, and I love that. Someone that's not in freestyle, she's a young, successful person, and I'd love to do something with Carol G as well. Carol is someone that she's a singer songwriter as
Yeah.
well, and I love Colombia. I love Medellin. It was a place that I visited many years ago, and I've never forgotten Medellin. So I would love to be able to collaborate or to even be on in an event with her would be great.
Hey man, it from the sounds of it, you're a
And
very
that's a
likable
good little
person.
lineup.
Yeah, it
That's
is. I was just
that's a
about to
good show.
say.
That's a good show. Somebody need to undo that because Lord knows. No, we tired of the same artist. Yeah, damn.
You're a very likable person. It seems like,
Yeah,
if and when you say it in passion, it's not forced. It's like organic. So that's a really good thing. Well, with our show, if you notice, we kind of give you like a resume, if you want to call it. And the way we break it down, you basically give everybody a rundown on who you are. So no one that's never heard you or seen you before, they kind of know who you are, where you come from as a kid, what your passions, how you overcome setbacks. And that's real important for artists who are trying to make it, or anybody that's trying to do something in life. So once again, I definitely want to thank you for coming on to
thank
our
you. Yeah,
show. Like I said, Marlon speaks very highly of you. I got to catch you in that show. So you'll see me in the crowd
yeah.
throwing it up, fist pumping.
And where you supposed to be opening for Naija?
So that's going to be October 11th, and that's
Okay.
in Spring Hill, Florida.
Okay.
So I'll make sure I give you guys my social media so you'll know
Everything.
exactly where it is. It is a free
Okay.
event as well. It's an
Okay.
outdoor event, and I'll be opening for Naija. Now, this was something I did last year, but this year, I told you, God is amazing. They told me, well, so I'm not sure if you're okay with it or not, but Naija will be there, so you'll be opening for her. And I was like, are you serious?
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
I
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
like, what?
Yeah, Naija,
So
that's my girl. That's my girl. That's
yeah,
Naija.
I
So
was able to meet her in Sanford the day that I opened and Johnny O closed that event. And she came to me and she said, her and her JJ, also with her husband came, and they said, we were practicing today because they had an event after that in Hard Rock. And I said, you came. I was like, that's wonderful. She goes, and she said it to me in Spanish. She says, "Yo vine para verte a ti," which means I came to see you. I wanted to see how you performed, and she gave me a wonderful compliment. She said, I haven't seen anyone move the way that you move on stage. It's very organic. You
yeah,
move a lot. You dance. You engage with the crowd, and I almost dropped the mic there. I was really thrilled to meet her. So I was able to speak with her. So and that's going to be October 11th, and
okay,
Aisha will be there with her dancers as well.
So
okay,
listen,
all
y'all,
right.
make sure
But
y'all
we
check
got
Betsya out. She has a lovely,
so
kind spirit. Go ahead,
yes,
Marlon.
all
Take
right.
us
We got
out.
we got what we got 1 minute and 30 seconds before, and we don't want to cut off on you. But hopefully, thank you for coming through.
Yeah,
Hopefully
most
we
definitely.
can do this again. Just to keep up with you. And like I say, with this, we're gonna post it in all freestyle outlets and groups. Everybody's gonna see this. So
That's amazing. Thank you so
yeah,
much for the opportunity, and thank you everyone for listening. I appreciate it so much.
okay.
That's it, ladies and gentlemen. All right, Marlon. All right, we out. Peace.
All right. Good night.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome.